Fucking UVTV, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick spiritual ass and do this for my people. On God. Neon nigga feather me in. Today I'm gonna be talking about how to identify energy vampires, drainers, dead spirits, aka people who live off others and essentially they lack a soul. Now, y'all already know how, like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to spirit and stuff like that, because motherfuckers be getting lost into spirit being the breath and stuff like that. Spirit is just the state of being that you in, the state of awareness that you in, the space. And then based upon where your space is at, that's your esoteric spaceship, so to speak. So that's like your esoteric car and stuff like that. And you just flying around in existence and stuff like that. So it's not a shape and form. So it's incorporeal and it's immaterialized. So before it becomes materialized, that's the space you was in to create that sentience, to give it life, to make it a part of existence, or make it a part of the physical. Well, the physical existence is what I should be saying. So y'all can tell the difference and have that actual discernment when it comes to that mechanism and that process. And it's when you get lost in between the process, that's what leads to energies like when people be saying the spirit is the mind or the spirit is the body and stuff like that. No, the spirit is incorporeal and it's no shape and form. And that's a space you are in that you're observing before it becomes a shape and form, that it can actually be played out in reality. So it being immaterialized and then it becoming the material, it being festering men. So festering men and women, thoughts, feelings, Adams and Eves. And so you go through that process of it becoming a thought and feeling, and it actually starts to turn into your organs and you being an organism and you trying to make an organization. So from you trying to organize your organs, from you being an organism, that's going to make it function properly to where it actually gets uh, filtered in an engineering system that gets represented in the flesh, so it can be played out in the external world. And that's why we have different things in society based upon a organization or a business or enterprise and stuff like that. But for it to function properly, so it could, so you know what I'm saying, so that business can stay running, that's when it leads to energies of what I'm talking about right now. Because it takes thoughts and feelings, men and women, to run a nation. It takes men and women to run a state or a country, and those different states are like different worlds, different perspective, different worldviews, and based upon that space that they in, based upon that state or that country, it take teamwork and a dreamwork to make it so they work together to make it be what it is, so it can be an actual walking representation that everyone want to be a part of. So people go move to that city or that state because that's the atmosphere they created, and they like being in that world compared to being in someone else's world. That's like, oh, I'd rather live in Atlanta than live in New York because of the things going on in Atlanta compared to New York and it being cold, and you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wearing big ass Timbs and rats infestation and apartment buildings being all constructed in a certain way based upon what Europeans did. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit. But in general, right, when it comes to, because motherfuckers gonna get spooked out based upon what they done seen in movies, but a lot of it is just symbology. Like a lot of it is just symbolizing this actual energy of the space they be putting themselves in. So it's like a state of being. It's like a state of awareness, but it's like a dead ass state of awareness. So from it being dead, it's unalive. So it's not as lively as y'all think it is, and y'all get lost into the physical representations based upon mysticism or mythology or things that seem make believe, but based upon it being an awareness, based upon there being something like that, there is something like that in the world, and we see that every day. It's just y'all get lost into supernatural, paranormal type of things for the most part. It's not to say we couldn't make that be a part of existence, but I'm trying to explain how someone could get possessed by that type of spirit, a demonic ass spirit in general, because that's really what it is. It's like some dead ass demonic ass spirit, or look at that as like a dead ass demonic ass thought. And the more you pay attention to that thought and feeling, the more it can possess you to make you act out some degenerate nature. Like don't get lost into the words I'm saying. Like I'm saying the word demonic and stuff like that, or I'm saying the word vampire, and then motherfuckers all like, oh, this motherfucker think like Twilight motherfuckers actually living in real life because of this, that, and the third. No, it's them playing out different mannerisms and behaviors and characteristics based upon the state of being they in, and based upon the state of being they in, we just come up with different terminologies to call it that. But there is something like that though in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Like there is something like that. But if you entertain that thought and feeling and you put yourself in that space, that's like you listening to the devil on your shoulder and stuff like that, and then you on demon timing, AKA you acting like a vampire, you acting like a drainer, you acting like a taker, you acting like some dead ass spirit because you lack spirit, you lack creativity, you lack showing your soul in existence and stuff like that. And in your soul is just your individual space. So from it being your individual space, right, it's just something you created for yourself. And then spirituality is just the actuality of all the different spaces. So from it being a whole bunch of different spaces, right? That could be a person, place, or a thing. But that's just the space of what it is in general and stuff like that. So it can be something that's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all of existence, it's all possibilities. So it can be something that's material, that's non-living, but something also that's living and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like an animism. Yeah. You have to think like that. So if I'm talking about everything in existence, I'm including things that aren't alive, like me having like a water bottle or like me having like a cup, but it's still living its own existence. It's not alive, but it's a state of awareness. It's a state of existence of you acting out that energy in itself. And we're just coming up with different terminology to describe what that is. So it's like that allegory, oh, you made your bed, so lie in it. Okay, a bed ain't alive, and it's something that you lying within, and all those different things aren't things that are alive, but it's like a state of being. So you're acting at the state of being like a bed, or being of bedding or whatever. And then when you have a bed, it's for comfort or you going to sleep. Right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like simple things like that. But the minute I start talking like that, motherfuckers, a lot of shit start going over their head. They be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? But regardless, right? Regardless, being in that energy vampire drainer type of energy, just in general, and then I know for a fact y'all gonna be looking at, man, based upon history and shit like that, y'all gonna be looking at a lot of motherfuckers who took things by force in this type of energy too. But I'm not trying to take it there. You know what I'm saying? But like in general, when it comes to energy vampires, drainers, and dead spirits, a lot of this is feminine energy, right? And then based upon the masculine, divine feminine, right? Don't get confused based upon me being like, oh yeah, men, woman, or masculine, feminine, and then y'all take that as, so you saying only women act like this. No, yo dumbass as a man can still be in some feminine type of energy because spirits are androgynous. We have a feminine and a masculine side, or a male, female, man, woman type of side, just in general, right? It's just y'all be getting confused and get lost of translation when it comes to stuff just based upon certain words to describe stuff. But just in general, you acting out in this energy is a feminine energy. So if it's more feminine, it's more of the taking type of energy. It's more in a emotion and feeling. It's based upon attraction, but based upon it being a mechanism, you can't get attraction without attention. You can't get emotion and feeling without a thought and idea to make you feel that way in the first place. You can't get the sun setting without the sun rising. You get what I'm saying? Like the evening time or the Adam and Eve. You can't get Eve without an Adam type shit. And then the Bible in itself is super allegorical, but they telling y'all things we naturally produce when it comes to life, when it comes to our thoughts and feelings in general. But that's really a whole different video that I got videos on. But yeah, but it's based upon like a mechanism. So men are like walking attention span awarenesses, and women are like walking attractiveness containers, wombs. So for women having a container or a womb, or like how they get pregnant and they able to birth a child, they hold on to something. Compared to men, they like to express, externalize, um, um, act more masculine, creative, building. That's why niggas be talking about, oh, we building right now and stuff like that. They like to create, they like to build, they like to be strong, they don't like to be weak. So for them being strong, they always trying to create another way to push the boundaries when it comes to something, compared to trying to contain and hold on to something. Because if you get contained or hold on to something, that's like being like a tender ass, feminine ass nigga. You always being emotional and reactive. No, we don't got time to be emotionally reactive and stuff like that. We need to create. So they like being more in that type of energy. They like acting unresponsive. They like acting more heartless. They like acting more cold blooded and stuff like that, right? But that can be used in a good nature perspective, or a moral perspective, in a sense of you learning how to not care about something. It's just you have to learn how to put it into the right areas. So look at that as masculine energy, or men. They like to keep things open, and they don't like to be contained or accountability or take responsibility for something just in general, right? And they learn how to not care. And women, or being in more feminine energy, they like to drain something, be absorbed into something. You know what I'm saying? maintain something. So from them maintaining it, right? From them maintaining it, they like to keep something up. Compared to a man and stuff like that, the minute they create it, they're gonna move on to the next thing for the most part. They don't like to be in that basking type of energy. They kind of like to just put themselves in the energy of, I should cut out. But yeah, they like being more in that energy of not basking, but trying to create something else, make another pocket that they could absorb themselves into for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They like to create another pocket, not stay stuck within that one pocket. You get what I'm saying? Like, so this in general, when it comes to vampires, right? Because a lot of this is feminine energy. So that's why when it comes to a lot of these folk tales and folklore and stuff like that, when it comes to vampires, they'll be like, oh, it's like a woman who acts in impurity and corruption to like exploit or ruin or degrade the men she seduces. But it's like bad bitch type of energy, right? And bad bitches are just bad witches. So they like to perform witchcraft on you. And don't get confused from the words I'm using. Witchcraft is just bitchcraft, like I just said. So it's like a female sorceress. So from them being a female sorceress, they able to be a source for an emotion and feeling, right? So they like to be a source based upon attraction. So based upon them seducing you or tempting you, they was able to make you think otherwise. So they got you out of whatever thought and idea you was in, and that I don't care, I don't need no bitch type of energy, and they made you think otherwise. They made you ensnare or entrap or tempted or made you contain it, made you react, made you be in a certain emotion and feeling. They made you think otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And then you never gonna be the woman when it comes to that. And then if you a bad bitch, you just a bitch who able to make a man or masculine energy or just in general, right? They like to they able to make you do bad things. Look at something bad like something like going against your natural nature. Look at that as they was able to deceive you. They was able to trick you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They corrupted you. They made you do something that you usually wouldn't do. They made you act out of character. So from you acting out of character, or look at that as going against what you genuinely tend to do and stuff like that, they was able to pull you to a certain emotion to make you care about what they care about. So it's like a female sorceress. Oh, I'm gonna care about this emotion and feeling. Emotions and feelings are just containers in general. Thoughts and ideas, right? It's not really about, you know what I'm saying? It's more about like intellectualizing. It's going to have more of a meaning and a reasoning and a first intent. They made you go away from that first intent and made you care about that emotion and feeling. So it's like that demonic opposition type of energy. They made you go against something. That's mainly the main thing I'm trying to make you understand. They're making you go against something. So if you in a lot of feminine type of energy, regardless of your gender, male or female, right? If you make somebody believe in some make believe ass shit, right? If it was more, I'm gonna just use it in a more negative type of example, right? If you was able to con somebody, right? You was able to deceive somebody. You was able to contain them. You made them believe in the lie, basically. So from you making them believe into the lie and believe into some fairy tale, some make believe ass shit, so you can manipulate or get your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Blackmail motherfucker, fearmonger them, silence them, make them think otherwise. All of it is the same energy. Now, when it comes to vampires, drainers, and dead ass spirits, it's a person who likes to live off others. So this is that at an extreme level, right? Because you can use bad bitch energy in like a more higher principality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like a good nature type of way, something that's more expansive or progressive. But that's man, that's a different video. But like a person who lives off others, so that like a parasite, right? They act like a leech or like a bloodsucker. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of times, oh, vampire, sharp teeth, they bite their neck, suck their blood, they taking away their life force. So they're like a drainer. But this is like feminine energy in itself. The same way when they suck dick and stuff like that, and they trying to drain your dick from all the cum that you got and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the sperm. But the sperm is like an essential life force for you germinating that seed. The same way how you germinate that seed when it comes to you taking care of a plant or whatever, right? So it's like your seed. So from it being your seed, they was able to drain away your seed and stuff like that, right? They was able to drain away your life force. But that's the thing that's actually needed to create the life in the first place. The same way when a seed starts to become a plant and grow off the ground and stuff like that. And then it's the same thing when it comes to a dick going inside of a womb or a dick going inside of a pussy and stuff like that. So niggas like to give when it comes to that masculine energy, and then the feminine energy is like taking or receiving something for the most part. So masculine energy is perceiving, externalizing, expanding, and then feminine energy is like receiving or absorbing or sponging something up. You know what I'm saying? Containing it, maintaining it, soaking it in. So from you soaking something in and you absorbing it and you containing it and making it like, it's like making it a shape and form, and you don't want it to go outside the box. You don't want it to go outside of that container. You want it to stay within the bounds. You don't want someone to think outside the household or start acting outside and stuff like that. See, this is why niggas don't like when females start acting out in this energy. Oh, she too outside. She's being too expressive. She's showing herself off too much and stuff like that. She's you know what I'm saying? Like she's dressing in a way that's too exposed and stuff like that. Damn, you all outside with your friends and stuff like that. Why can't you just be my housewife or whatever? How come you can't just stay indoors? Why are you acting like a hoe? You know what I'm saying? Like all this is like natural things. So just look at that as like a female who's in her masculine energy. So from a female trying to understand her other side, a man is trying to understand his other side, his feminine energy. So it's like when niggas see a female act out in an energy at a high percentage scale, and let's say they know how to utilize it, right? They learn how to be more of a strong-willed woman, and then a man, he learns how to appreciate or really settle down and take something in at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that feminine type of energy, because niggas, they like to create and build, and they learn how to they always have to intellectualize stuff. They don't like to give a fuck. They always try to find some new attention span. Look at that as like an awareness. They want to concentrate and focus on something else. They don't like to just sit into a pocket for too long, because that turns into like a comfort zone. So it's like that attractive type of energy I was saying before. So based upon that comfort zone, once they start feeling too comfortable or settle down or contain into something, it's going to lead to energies of, I need to push myself outside of that, or I need to create another environment, another circumstance. I need to get off my ass and stuff like that. I need to stop being spiritually lazy. Even though in general, right? Like spirits feel like this in general. They always want to create more shapes and forms just in general. So they don't like staying within that same space, right? It's just based upon the dichotomy, if you're a man or a woman, right? Men understand that first or quicker than women will, but women are more mature when it comes to stuff like that of, oh, I need to maintain and hold on to this long enough so it can actually get birth into existence and stuff like that. That's why when it comes to them being pregnant for 9 months and all that type of stuff, that's why they're the ones who end up carrying a life, because they know how to motherly nurture and care for something. They know how to, you know what I'm saying? Like maintain and upkeep something to make it so, oh, okay, my body gotta be right. You gotta be under these conditions. I gotta eat these type of foods and stuff like that. That's why they go through certain mood swings and stuff like that and change up a lot all the way down to their period. Okay, it's like the moon, the mother moon, and then the men is like the father son or whatever. If I want to turn that into an allegory, and then the moon go through phases, and based upon it going through the first half, like a new moon, half moon, and then it being completely fulfilled, and then it being drained from it being a full moon, aka you basket into that energy, and it starts to wax again. I mean, it starts to wane instead of wax type shit. So in general, that's why women, they like to be more premeditated on how they feel in their mood, but they're not really worrying about the intent behind it, the meaning and reasoning, the logic behind it. They don't care about that. They just want to be in a vibe, that emotion, that mood, that feeling, that comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So based upon that vibe or that comfort zone they're in, that's something that's after the fact. But with, like, from it being after the fact, men, or you being more masculine energy, for you to create a better vibe or a better thing that people want to be a part of, you have to gain more awareness or gain more expression, gain more charisma, gain more attention span, like I was saying before. So it's a mechanism, it's a process. But once you get stuck in between the process and lost in translation, you end up working backwards. That's like you're trying to create a new thought and feeling off of emotion and feeling. You can't get an emotion and feeling without a thought and idea. You need to create another thought and idea that's bigger than whatever emotion or feeling or comfort zone that you were just in, instead of you trying to invert it. That's like inverted star type of energy. So from it being inverted star type of energy, that's like when y'all be seeing that symbolism, like with the Baphomet and like the pentagram, and y'all be like, oh, that's Satan or that's demonic and stuff like that. Just look at demonic as you going against your true natures, and then everything start making sense. So it's like you opposing or you doing something that's counterproductive. Look at it more like that. So you're not being an actual star representation. You're doing something inverted. You're doing something backwards. You're doing something in reverse. So from you working backwards, now you got to work 2 times harder because you're making it harder for yourself because you're not doing it in the process the way you're supposed to start. It's like how y'all be looking at the scientific method. Oh, it's like A, B, C. You trying to go from C and then reach A from C. Like you know what I'm saying? It's backwards as fuck. Like you trying to start at C and then somehow, some way go back to A when you can't get to C without going through A and B. Like oh God, like it's you working backwards. It's like you thinking like, I'm gonna start at C, then go to B, then go to A. Like what the fuck? Like you just gonna go back to the starting point. It's like the ending point is the starting point from you doing it like that. Like it's like retarded. Like it's backwards as fuck. Like your starting point is the ending point. You in the last end conclusion of something. It's like you trying to get a better result, but you started off wrong. Like you started off at the conclusion instead of starting at the starting point, bitch. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where it leads to energies of like you moving the goalposts and all that type stuff. Like no, you just lost. You just some lost ass spirit. Oh God, like you just lack intelligence, so to speak. But like I was saying before, yeah, energy vampire is just a person who lives off of others. So they're like a parasite, a leech, a sponge, a bloodsucker, a drainer, a taker. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them giving or providing something, they like to take. But it's like on a higher percentage scale because, yeah, you're always going to give like an equal give and take. Keyword, equal give and take. But once you start to depend on taking too much, it's going to lead to energies of being absorbed or contained into a shape and form without trying to go outside the box and not knowing how to leave something alone, aka let something go due to holding on to it too long. So that's like a mental crutch, or you're unable to think outside your bias. Basically, you know what I'm saying? It's like that ego narc type of energy on a high percentage scale. You don't know how to think outside your bias, and you end up sounding really like, I'm gonna use political terms like bigoted. So from you not being able to think outside your bias, right? It's kind of like you doing the same shit around the same people doing the same things because you don't know how to get outside your comfort zone. And you ain't never going to be able to add on to your nation, esoterically speaking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to put yourself in a different perspective or be more abundant or live your life the way you want to if you don't know how to think outside your state of being, your bias. Go outside what you're just experiencing, try to see what other people are experiencing, and try to add on to what you trying to experience. You get what I'm saying? So from you being able to not think outside your bias, it's going to turn into that ego narc bitter type of energy to where you end up hating on another motherfucker for what they got. It's like that crab in the barrel type of mentality. You're going to pull another motherfucker down and make them feel depressed or make them feel like they ain't shit, but you really ain't shit, and it's really you dumping your shit on the people on. It's like you self-projecting at the highest scale, and anything you self-projecting, that's what you self-reflecting about. You just hate, you ain't able to do it. That's it. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You just some hater ass bitch. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to make that mad simple, you just a walking hater. That's the simplest way to put it. You a walking degenerate. You just a walking hater. So from you being a walking degenerate, walking hater, and you can't find another way to generate or another way to create or another way to put yourself in another perspective, another state of being to actually expand your attention span, expand your awareness, and create and build something else, you have to rely on taking. You have to rely on commodifying. You have to rely on doing something demonic, doing something degenerate, manipulation, lying, cheating. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, anytime you lie, you still showing your true state of being. But that's really like a whole different video in itself. But anybody who lies on a high percentage scale, that's just them lying to themselves. They're over exaggerating about something. So you're too much into your bias. And from you having your own mind, of course we want to cater to our biases, but you have to understand it's not the universe working for you or against you, it's working through you. So sometimes it's going to work for you in your favor based upon the circumstances, situation, and where you at. And sometimes it can feel like it worked against you, but it's not really working against you. It's just working through you. look at that as it's not always gonna go based upon your bias because you ain't the only motherfucker living in existence and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, God ain't gonna give a fuck about that. And just look at God like all possibilities. If it's all possibilities, you ain't the only motherfucker who trying to make some shit possible. So it's not all about you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really all it is. And then once you learn that, you're gonna be able to put yourself in a perspective or put yourself in a pocket to where even if it's not going your way, you still gonna be doing what you're gonna be doing the same thing that you've been trying to do anyway. You're gonna keep on trying to strive for that passion, strive for that goal, strive for that dream to try to accomplish it, and that's when you start to get what you deserve type shit. Instead of you being that bitchy complainer type of energy all the time, that needy type of energy. And a need is just a accumulation of a whole bunch of different wants. So you're never going to be satisfied and you're never going to be fulfilled because, oh, I want this. And then the minute you get it, oh, now I want this. The minute you get it, oh, now I want something else and stuff like that. No, you just need to bask in what you already done got and be appreciative of the fact you even made it that far. And then that's it. And it's going to put you in a perspective to where you can get what you desire or get what you want on a higher percentage scale because you understand you're not always going to get what you want. So stop being bitchy, stop being needy, and then that's it. So in general, right, it's just a person who preys ruthlessly upon others based upon extortion. And they like to take and draw something out. So it's like that attraction type of energy because attraction is you drawing attention. So you like to take attention from someone else's light. You get what I'm saying? Like, all the way down to you see someone who like a bad bitch, right? You see someone who's really attractive. So from you seeing they really attractive, oh, they able to pull a lot of people towards them. But they had to pay attention to something that everyone is already paying attention to already. So they know how to take it for their benefit. You get it? It's just based upon the intent, basically. It's based upon what are you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? If you doing it for bad intention or you doing it to take advantage in like a way that's like super degenerate or like monetary. Look at the word degenerate like monetary. Look at it like low-hanging fruit. Look at it like something that's not going to last a long period of time. It's like an instant gratification type of energy. It's not something that's eternal and everlasting like the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not something that's high-hanging fruit or juicy or enticing or hot or something that's going to last a long period of time for your kids. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's rich in spirit. It's something that's below the horizon. It's something that's poor in spirit, basically. It's going to put you in a poor, degenerate type of space. It's not going to put you in a space of abundance. It's not going to put you in a space of creativity. It's not going to put you in a space of productivity. It's not going to put you in a space of getting off your fucking ass and stuff like that. It's going to put you in a space of addiction. It's going to put you in a space of being a fiend. It's going to put you in a space of being needy. It's going to put you in a space of draining, taking. And you always have to take someone else's intellectual property because you have no intellectual property to show. You have no light to shine. You have no creativity. You have no expression. You have no passion. And you lack it. So from you lacking it, and you don't have a lot in store and stuff like that, no one's going to go to your store and no one's going to buy it. And that's it. Like, that's it. Like, so from no one buying it, no one's going to buy what you're saying because you don't know how to sell it properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know how to sell that shit properly, we ain't going to give a fuck about it. And then that's it. Just get more creative. But just in general, yeah, is you taking or drawing something out based upon manipulation, swindling, coercion, or convincing / making somebody believe in a lie. And just in general, that's where confidence be coming from. So that's the more higher moral or more good nature way of how you can look at it for the most part. So based upon confidence, right? It's like that real fake it till you make it energy. Not like you doing something that's synthetic and non-genuine and you trying to get around motherfuckers who you really don't fuck with like that, right? But you trying to get in and fit in just so you can have that lookership, but you probably don't really give a fuck about looking in that way. You just doing it for the sake of, oh, I need to do this for this look, for this rollout, or I have to do it so I can get to this certain space so I can reach my goal and stuff like that, when you could have just did it the genuine route. You could have naturally produced that instead of trying to cut corners. So from you trying to cut corners or you trying to, you know what I'm saying, like skip certain steps and shit like that, right? You trying to make it go faster and stuff like that. It's like yeah, you getting too antsy and shit. You can't just let something naturally happen or let something naturally come. You need to play games basically, and then you can't hate the, like, you know what I'm saying, like Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like you need to just cash that to the game. You just need to be a better gamer. You just need to be a better player and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just need to just get good at your abilities and your capabilities of your natural talents and gifts instead of relying on the system all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, because no one can take that away from you because it's your talent, it's your skill, it's your gift, it's your individuality. Ain't nobody else gonna be you, bro. So it's like if you cash in more on that, man, like, bro, like you, like, even if someone try to sob that shit, even if someone try to put a stain, even if someone try to make you look a certain way and try to manipulate and stuff like that, it's gonna be hard for genuine motherfuckers who have actual discernment for you to actually even look like that on a higher percentage scale. It's just gonna make them look like they evil and they just trying to dump shit on your lawn and stuff like that. It just make it look like, oh, you just trying to make somebody look like they're a criminal, make someone look like they crazy when they not, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, like, back to our original point. Yeah, it's that this is the energy of where a lot of confidence be coming from, making somebody believe in a lie. So from you taking something that's unseen and making it seen, and making something that's make believe and making someone believe in it, so they put their trust and faith in you based upon your capabilities of the lie you trying to sell to them, and you trying to show them, nah, I can't do that. Nah, I came with a new example of me being the best new artist right now and all that type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But once you do it at a high percentage scale of, no, you just a liar, you just a manipulator and stuff like that, you just trying to blackmail a motherfucker. You trying to fearmonger a motherfucker. You just trying to silence a motherfucker. You trying to blackball a motherfucker because you intimidated about what the fuck they trying to do. Like, anybody who act in that fear mongering intimidation type of energy, that blackballing, blackmailing type of energy. Oh, you better not do that because I'm gonna do this to you because this and a third. They really just scared of what you able to do type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really just don't know how to deal with their own issues, and they just self-projecting that, so they making it so, oh yeah, everyone else gotta know how to not deal with their issues and stuff like that. Everyone else gotta feel like they walking on eggshells, esoterically speaking. Everyone else gotta hate themselves. Everyone else gotta act demonic. Everyone else gotta be a taker. Everyone else gotta manipulate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you know how to survive. Everyone else gotta be in survival mode and all that type of shit. Because I'm in survival mode because I don't know how to deal with my own shit. Like, that's all that is. Like, bro, it's like super clear, bro. Like, you can clearly see that shit the minute you take off the rose-colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, the minute you take off the rose-colored glasses and you start getting out of things based upon the external world, based upon commercials and TV and things being Americanized and stuff like that, you start getting out your bias, and you ain't getting too lost into other people's biases, other people's perspectives and worldviews and stuff like that. You're able to have that discernment. You can tell the difference. You can see the genuine from the fake. You can see, oh, okay, they just doing it for the sake of the money. Oh, okay, they just doing that for the sake of a lucrative. Okay, they doing it for the sake of being seen as famous or a celebrity and stuff like that. Oh, they just doing it for the sake of trying to be looked in this crowd in this specific way and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then look, sometimes motherfuckers gotta do that to be in a certain position so they can get their money. I ain't hating on a motherfucker doing that. It's just you have to learn the economies. You have to learn the difference, and you better purify that shit. You better clear up all that energy, all the shit you had to do to get in that position to be CEO and all that type stuff based upon capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to capitalize, you had to do certain things to a certain motherfucker to make it so you can get in when you fit in, to get that job, to get that occupation, so you can get $1 million and stuff like that. I ain't hating on motherfucker getting their money, but you better clear that shit up, though. You better, you know what I'm saying? You better wash that blood off your hands and stuff like that. Like, or you gonna get that same energy back. You reap what you sow, and that's that real karma. But regardless, right? Regardless, yeah. Anybody who in that energy vampire, drainer, dead spirit type of mentality and stuff like that, they just a walking demon degenerate. And they are like a descending man. So they fall from their shortcomings. So it's like them being deadly or in a harmful space. That's all that is. Because all of it kind of go together, right? But anybody who's a dead ass spirit, you're just in a harmful state of being. So is it you self-projected that, or you did that to yourself? All the way down to people who be killing themselves, like suicide, or people who have suicidal ideation and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you being counterproductive towards yourself. It's like you doing things to make it harder for you to accomplish your dreams. You're doing things to make it harder for you to accomplish your goals. You're doing things to make it harder for you to be seen in that light, and for you to tread lightly as a spirit. So that's lighter that's basically like light as in weight. So you don't know how to let go of that emotional baggage, and you letting all that dead ass weight You keep on bearing that dead ass weight. So from you bearing that dead ass weight, it's like you esoterically being guilty or taking responsibility for some shit you really shouldn't be giving a fuck about no more, because you're not in the same perspective, physically speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you holding on to the past too much, because the past help you learn what you want to actually uh, have currently going on in your present, and make it so you can have a better future. But you can't have a better future of what you want to be without living like that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause motherfuckers be getting confused when it comes to that shit, where it be like that nostalgia baiting or basking in the things they already done did. And I'm always constantly trying to live in the future. I'm trying to be the thing that I want to be. But it's like motherfuckers don't be understanding that's like an outer range type of energy when it comes to the futuristic sense of how to look at it. So from it being something out of your reach, it's like, oh, I want to be this, but why can't you be that now? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to learn how to jump into that energy as if you already is that. And then from you jumping in that energy of you already being that, even if you ain't accomplished that thing yet, you have to be in that energy of, oh, I'm the best. You have to be in that energy of, oh, I am that. Otherwise, you're never gonna be the thing itself. Like, you actually have to convince yourself that in your mind, you have to be in that imagination. You have to be in that illusion. You have to be in that lie, so you can believe in that, so you can lie in it, so you can be lying type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, belief and believing in yourself and stuff like that, that's what that means. You have to believe in the lie, even if you're not actually genuinely living that right now, but that is the genuine energy, the pure state of being that you're in right now and stuff like that. I am that. I want to be that in itself. So for me wanting to be that in itself, I'm gonna try to make that presently happen right now. And I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being pigeonholed for what I already went through, aka the past. And it's not no thing where I'm trying to be that. Like, it's something I'm becoming to be either. It's a thing of, oh, I'm being that thing right now of the farthest I can look at it type shit. To the point to where I actually get there and then motherfuckers look at me like I'm the best in that field type shit. But just in general, yeah, it's just like you being a parasite. It's you being a bloodsucker. You just taking a life of something, because blood is life force. It's a vital life force. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's that red fluid. Fluid is like you being free flowing, right? So from you being, it's from it being a fluid or a liquid, it being free flowing like water, right? It's something that's transparent. So from it being transparent and fluid and adaptable and changeable, you know what I'm saying? Free flowing and stuff like that. That's like free flowing passions. So it's like you taking somebody's life, you taking away their passion, you taking away the thing that makes them feel alive and stuff like that, because you lack it. So that's why you in that energy, vampire energy, that taking manipulative type of energy out of ego and jealousy or envy or the seven deadly sins or whatever. And the like anything dealing with sin is just desires you're lost in. And then when they be making up things like the seven deadly sins, right? Those are the things that are the most harmful. Those are the things when it comes to being in a womb, being in a container, right? And from you being stuck into that emotion and feeling, right? Those are the most harmful towards your spirit, because your spirit is no shape and form. And a sin is just you being in a shape and form, all the way down to us being the physical flesh right now. Because you know what I'm saying, these bodies ain't shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like we just experiencing shit for the most part, all the way down to us utilizing this human vessel based upon our awareness and attention span. And then motherfuckers get lost into the human experience, right? When it's like we trying to strive for something higher intelligence, higher shape and form than, you know what I'm saying, us being human right now and stuff like that. And that's really a whole different video. But in general, anybody who act out energy vampire, drainer, dead spirit type of energy, or look at that as iconography, it's just you forgetting your angelic, godly, creative energies to the point of lacking them altogether. So you don't know how to be an angel. Not angel as in like, oh, you being innocent, even though it is that. But it's like you being pure. It's like you being your inner child. You don't know how to look at something at a higher angle. You don't know how to be with God. Look at God as all possibilities. So from you being a part of all possibilities, that's you being part of the universe. You being part of the universe is you showing your intellectual property. You showing your state of being. You showing your soul. You showing what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? You showing what you deserve. You're showing your spiritual testimony. You're showing your experiences and stuff like that. And if you have nothing to show, it's showing how much you lack creativity. It's showing how much you lack being an angel. It's showing how much you lack the ability to look at something at a higher angle, and you always trying to look at something in a monetary type of way based upon the external world and the flesh and certain mentalities. So it's like you hanging on to low hanging fruit, literally. So from you hanging on based upon a mental crutch that you really need to let go of and stuff like that, or you getting lost into things of the external world, you getting lost into translation and stuff like that, it's like you don't know how to let go of shit in general, like I was saying before. So if you don't know how to let go of the external world, it leads to you not learning how to let go of the physical, the flesh, and you're not learning how to let go of certain thoughts and feelings and put yourself in a whole different state of being. And it leads to things like spirit evaporation because you lack the spirit, you lack creativity, you lack space. So from you lacking space, but you're taking things from the external world and try to fulfill it within your space, you always going to be unsatisfied and unfulfilled, and you always going to have the rose-colored glasses on. You always going to have clouded judgment because you get easily distracted by a whole bunch of monetary things for the most part. If I wanted to make that like really simple. So you have to learn how to clear your space and to make it so you can be more free-spirited, free-flowing, utilizing your free will, so you know how to put yourself in a multitude of different spaces, but you know how to have your own individual space within it. So it's like a space within a space. You know how to have your particular worldview and perspective while also being a part of the world as well, like the overall world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So it's you creating your own world within the overall world, and based upon our subjective point of view, we make the overall point of view. So it's us bringing heaven on earth, because this ain't heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't heaven. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the heavens or the heavenly space is just the abode of God, all possibilities and stuff like that. We have to create that. We ain't actually in it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in a lesser shape and form, because it's always a spirit, mind, body perspective. You know what I'm saying? We a spirit and a mind, and the mind, the light body, created the physical body, and we make that part of the external world. This ain't heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just make that what it is, not looking at God like a deity. That's just a person who like being a degenerate, and you like making motherfuckers get lost into idol worship and worship your world or your way of how to go about it when you ain't the only motherfucker in the world. Now there is a creativity behind that of, I should cut out again, but yeah, you're able to make people pay attention to what you got going on and stuff like that. There is a power to that. But once you start to look at that as, oh, I want motherfuckers to worship me, I want motherfuckers to look at me like a deity and stuff like that, like, motherfuckers also don't have their own spaceship, and other things they could go to war for when it comes to their shit and their culture and what they're into with their people and people who like to be a part of their world and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna become more natural. Anybody who want to be in that deity type of energy, for the most part, it's unnatural. It's something based upon manipulation. It's based upon blackmail. It's based upon force. You just want to be the only person existent being looked at in that way. It's like some odd providence type of energy. Oh, I want you to look at the world in one way, and this tunnel vision, one perspective and stuff like that. But that's you living in a small ass world. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually not that intelligent. You have no enlightenment to share. You know what I'm saying? You want motherfuckers to be pigeonholed to your fear mongering, and that fear mongering is showing that it's not that broad. It's in a small ass, degenerate ass world, and you don't want motherfuckers to go beyond that world. You just want motherfuckers to stay within it. You know what I'm saying? It's like some bitch nigga energy, just in general. And then that's really it. So all the way down to when it comes to folklore and all that mythology and stuff like that, when they start talking about vampires, it being a reanimated body of a dead person believed to come from the grave at night and suck the blood of a person while they're asleep, disturb the living, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really just someone acting out those type of energies for the most part. They have to, because nighttime is just an accumulation of daytime. Like feminine energy is just the accumulation of masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like an emotion and feeling is just an accumulation of a whole bunch of thoughts and ideas for the most part, to where it becomes clouded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a reaction is just an accumulation of a whole bunch of different actions, to the point to where now you got to react. Now you got a way of feeling about it just in general. So when it comes to dealing with these type of people, right? Because evil and dead spirits, all they do, right? Evil dead spirits, or just being in an evil or dead ass space, is just you like to cause harm, pain, or be cold blooded. So unresponsive, detached, non compassionate, distant, non interactive. You like stopping something in its tracks instead of keeping some shit going. And it's like an underparted ass spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you lost in translation. So it's like motherfuckers who end up dying and then they still end up being like in that ghostly type of energy, like they still of earth, like they still in the physical plane, but they dead though, but they spirit still floating around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's like from the it's because of that energy of y'all keep on holding this spirit down to this vibration, so to speak, right? It's like because it's like two different ways of how it can play out. It's kind of like you make them some dead ass spirit because you keep on holding them to this dead ass space just in general, right? You keep on holding them to things of the flesh and the physical when they're just a spirit in the air now. They're trying to let all that shit go so they can go to the ether so they can come back again in their own perspective. But if you keep on not learning how to let them go and you don't know how to go through that grief, so to speak, and stuff like that, you just making it harder for their spirit to you know what I'm saying, go into the ethers and all that type stuff. You making it harder to remove themselves from the experiences in this pocket so they can have an overall point of view about it, because you keep on trying to hold them and bound them, you know what I'm saying, put them in esoteric bondage to the physical in the external world, and the meaning and reasonings of like why, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like negative vibrations. That's the simplest way of how I can explain it, right? It's not to say that you can't appreciate what that spirit did or appreciate what that motherfucker created for the most part. It's just when you don't make it lighter. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to make it lighter to where you ain't be able to take things more lightly, like, yeah, they dead, but you more in that appreciation and you know how to deal with it better instead of it being heavy on your heart and all that type stuff. Like if you don't know how to do that and let that go and stuff like that, you just make it harder for that spirit to, you know what I'm saying? So it leads to energies of them being a ghostly dead ass spirit and stuff like that, because you keep on attaching them to a dead ass world. You know what I'm saying? You keep on attaching them to the physical or the flesh, if I want to make that simple. So that's why they undeparted, because you know what I'm saying? Like they can't depart, they can't separate because you keep on attaching them to things of here when they not trying to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like physically they dead, literally, and then spiritually, okay, I want to put myself in a whole different space. I ain't trying to be here no more. Like, god damn, grandma, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that type of energy. Like I'm trying to be your ancestor. I can't be your fucking ancestor if you keep on attaching me to certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be like an ancestor who helping you if you keep on attaching me to certain shit. Like literally. So it's like damn child, like give me grace. Like it's like that type of energy. Like come on, like you have to give me grace though. Like I can't put myself in an angelic higher power perspective and be your ancestor and stuff like that to make you go through more pleasant, pleasurable things in your life, good natured things for the most part, or things going more in your favor, because you keep on attaching me to some demonic degenerate ass shit like the physical and the flesh and stuff like that. Man, that shit be crazy. But in general, right? And then the simplest way of how to eradicate these motherfuckers who be in that energy vampire, drainer, dead spirit type energy, right? Because all they do is like to disturb the living, right? All you have to do is try to, like, I just explained this, right? They have to either be revived, so look at that as like a reawakening, or rebirth, I was about to say reborn. So they was able to put themselves in another space. You're able to help them put themselves in another space so they stop caring about some low-hanging fruit or some monetary type of thing and make it a part of something that's more everlasting or eternal, just like the spirit. You're able to burst a bubble, aka impaling them. That's why it leads to energies of like when it be you know what I'm saying? You be seeing in movies and stuff like that and TV shows where it be like, oh yeah, the garlic, or we have to impale them with the wooden stake and stuff like that. Just burst a bubble. All you gotta do is burst a bubble and show them they ain't shit. Or you have to burn them, but like burn them like esoterically speaking. Like, you know, it's kind of like when you be in school and a motherfucker who's really good at roasting another motherfucker. They was at a flame they ass real good. All they did was they was more passionate and more in a higher temperament, more than that dead ass person, right? So based upon the person flaming or roasting them, and they start getting into it and stuff like that, of like who can tell a better joke than the other person. The other person was just more passionate to the point to where they was able to burn and wash away whatever thing they was able to. You know what I'm saying? They was more talented. They had more of ability. They was way more. They wanted it way more than the other person. That's all you got to do. It's like being like mentally superior, literally. So from them being better or superior than the thing they try to make them pay attention to, which is just some monetary dead ass thing, from them able to give life, or they was able to roast them better, they was able to be more creative, they was able to be more expressive, they were able to be more passionate, they was able to be more enthusiastic and stuff like that, they was able to, you know what I'm saying, come up with a whole bunch of different angles, way more than them. Eventually it's gonna get to a point you just get you basically get completely outclassed, and then now you low class. You was already low class, right? But now it's seen. No, you just low class. You ain't gonna make me care about that degenerate ass space no more. You ain't gonna care about that dead ass shit no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make me care about some shit that's long and gone, that's been passed, that's already done happened and stuff like that. I'm trying to create something else. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. You just don't fall for the manipulation. And then you show them they weak as fuck from even trying to manipulate it. They weak as fuck trying to make you be the money. They weak as fuck from trying to make you react and stuff like that. And then that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the main reason motherfuckers like vampires be undead in the first place. That's why they always come out in the night and stuff. Like a thief in the night. Yeah, I come in and I like, yeah, the bitch I like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some young thug shit, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's why they only come out in the nighttime, because they get burned. I'm speaking like metaphorically, right? Like based upon what we be seeing in movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Like from someone who acting out in this state of being, they have to come in the darkness, and darkness is just the accumulation of light or enlightenment and stuff like that. So they don't like being seen. Just in general, look at it like that. They have to come in the darkness. So if it's something that's unseen that you can't see, just in general, that's the only way they're able to manipulate, because they have to, you know what I'm saying, put the wool over your eyes type shit. They can't be seen in general. They don't like being seen. So from them not liking being seen in certain light spectrums, for the most part, all you gotta do is put them in a certain light. That's like being embarrassed or being shamed really easily. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute you get put into a certain space where you don't know what the fuck gonna happen, and it's like a motherfucker who has like a lot of anxiety type shit. You know what I'm saying? So the minute they get put into a certain social situation where they don't know the topic of a conversation, or they don't know how to have enough charisma to still go with the flow and stuff like that, the only way they're able to be free flowing and go with the flow is if it's going in a flow state that they already used to doing. The minute it start going away from that conversation, and even if you don't know exactly what's going on, if you don't know how to keep up that sentience, if you don't know how to keep up with the conversation, even if you're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you're not super informed, or you're not really into whatever the fuck they talking about for the most part, right? You still have that charisma to where it's like, oh, okay, you're gonna ask certain questions. Oh, you like, even though you're not into it, you're gonna try to get into it to try to understand what the fuck they talk about and stuff like that. A motherfucker who way more of like an energy vampire and stuff like that. No, they only want you to pay attention to what they paying attention to. And a lot of times the only thing they paying attention to is some dead ass monetary ass shit. And they only want to be seen in a certain light. The minute you switch up the color spectrum and you make them be seen in a different light, they don't know how to react. That's why they end up getting burned the minute the sun come out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. Like the minute they get the spotlight, and it's some spotlight that they don't like being seen in, right? They don't know how to make a different charisma to be seen in a different light, or when they're in the spotlight to make some new type of attention that people can feed off of and stuff like that. Make a whole different character. They only got like 3 characters in their back pocket. They don't got 10. They only got them 3. And in the minute those 3 run out, they run out of abilities. They run out of talent. They run out of creativity, or they run out of passion, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making a different allegory so I can make it make sense. And then it's like, yeah, that's all you really got to do. All you got to do is shine a light on them in certain areas they don't want to be seen. All you got to do is show their darkness. All you got to do is show what they self-reflecting about, which is some bitch-ass degenerate ass shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is show them where they being harmful at. All you got to show is where they being spiritually lazy at. All you got to show is where they being overly negative at. And then Is either they gotta make their bed and line it and show it, or they gotta do some blackmail, they gotta do some manipulation tactic, they gotta do some side, they gotta do some narrative to make it look like it's not that when it actually is that. You know what I'm saying?